Breaking news right now on the search for missing 13-year-old girl. Good afternoon, I'm Angela Taylor. Now, the FBI is holding a press conference after finding a body just miles from where Hania Aguilar was taken. Let's listen in.
I wish we had a different outcome for Hania's family, for the community that she lived in, and for the hundreds of law enforcement officers and searchers who put everything they had into finding her and bringing her back alive. We believe we had found the body of 13-year-old Hania Aguilar. The body was found in a body of water off the Wiregrass Road in Robeson County about 4:45 p.m. yesterday afternoon. Today, the state medical examiner official said preliminary tests indicates the body that they found is Hania's. But final confirmation will be done using a dental records comparison. So will just do something for me. Please continue to pray for Hania's family and each other as the investigation continues. I just want to add something at this time. I want to ask the community and those that are on social media, please quit spreading the rumors that they're spreading on the media. We're not going to discuss any of the circumstances surrounding the body or the condition of the body, and we want the media and everybody in the community to be respectful of that and do not ask us about the conditions of the body. The medical examiner will conduct an autopsy to determine the cause of death. This is the outcome that we all feared that was going to happen. We did not want to hear this. We wanted to bring Hania back home and bring her back home alive to our community. It hurts. Our work is not over. We will not stop. We will not stop until we find the person or persons responsible and we bring them to justice. We will not stop until we do that. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to the FBI Supervisor, Andy.
Thank you. I echo the Chief's sentiments. We're all heartbroken. We believe we found Hania, but our work is far from over. We have to find out how she died, who did this to her, and we have to bring the person or persons responsible to justice. So today I have the same plea to the public that I've had from 5 November. Please call us if you have information to help. Don't post rumors on social media. Don't share your speculation about this case. At 5 November, I stood right here before you and stated I couldn't imagine how I would feel if this was one of my daughters. Last night, I had to stand in front of Hania's mother and explain to her what we had found. And you can all imagine what that has done to her. Can you further imagine what is happening to her today as she hears things that are not based in fact, that are purely speculative, and are rumors and falsehoods? Every logical lead that comes into the tip line, every phone call, every person we talk to, we follow up thoroughly by putting things out there that are blatantly false and that are not released by the Lumberton Police Department, the FBI, the SBI, the Robeson County Sheriff's Office, the North Carolina Highway Patrol are false. They're misleading. They're simply inaccurate. This here isn't about us today. This is about an innocent girl. It's about Hania and her life. And we want to do everything possible to hold the person or persons accountable who committed this horrific offense. I implore you to call the tip line. Again, 910-272-5871 if you want to help us. Call us directly, and please do not make things up on social media. Last night, after finding Hania, we processed the scene. We secured the scene very late last evening because we wanted to get our eyes back on where she was found during daylight hours. Investigators and crime scene officials went back to Wiregrass Road at first light, where we recovered additional evidence and made sure everything that was relevant was collected. We appreciate the neighbors' cooperation and ask they call us if they saw anything suspicious in the area along Wiregrass Road since November the 5. Days ago, we asked about surveillance cameras near Wiregrass Road, and we are asking you again, call us if you have video that could help us determine when and how Hania came to be laid where our investigators found her late yesterday. Pray for Hania. Pray for her family and each other. I would add that we are working constantly and diligently with the District Attorney's Office as well as the United States Attorney's Office, and we are sharing all information and all evidence matters with them. We are robustly engaged in conversations on a daily basis with both of those offices as we are moving forward. At this time, we'll take a few questions.
And you said your agent actually found her there, not a hunter or anything like that in the woods. And you said, were you in the area because of some video that led you there? Can you share some of that with how that you got directed in that location?
So we were, Gil. Both the FBI agents as well as the Lumberton Police Department detectives were in that area yesterday. There is a large amount of both private and public land that we've been searching since November the 5. And while law enforcement was making a search on Wiregrass Road, we came upon the area where we found Hania.
Can you say whether or not you have found anything at the crime scene that might help you catch the perpetrator?
We won't comment on anything.
I'm not asking for specifics. Just wondering if you've actually found anything.
I can tell you that there is evidence that is both at the scene. There's evidence that we've received as far as tips from the public. There's evidence that we have published as far as CCTV footage and otherwise. So to include what we have found last evening, all of it is going to help us piece together what happened to Hania.
Does it tell you any more about the perpetrator, where her body was found? And obviously, he went out of his way to make sure it would be tough on you guys.
Now, I can't comment specifically other than the area that we were last evening and today is not visible from the road.
Who put you on that certain location?
We do not have a person of interest at this time.
Are you able to say, how long the body may have been there?
We're not able to determine at this time, no, sir.
Any idea how long she may have been with her captain?
We're not able to determine that at all, no.
Since you don't have a person of interest, should the public be concerned that there's a suspect out there right now who may have done this?
That's a legitimate question. I would remind the public to always remain vigilant. No matter where they are or what they're doing, we're continuing to follow up on all logical leads, looking at all the evidence that we have recovered, and we continue to ask the public through the media. We are still looking for help and assistance. There's more information out there. We want to be forthcoming, not anonymously via social media posts, but directly to law enforcement. You can remain anonymous, but please help us with critical information that you know will help us lead to who's responsible for this crime.
Chief, can you add to that? This is your town here. You've got a murderer on the loose. What are you going to tell the residents here? You mind stepping behind the...
We'll tell the residents to just be as vigilant as you've always been. Make sure that you check your surroundings and all. We'll work this thing diligently to find out who committed this crime. We're going to work on it, and we'll keep working on it. We'll still keep trying to keep our community safe, and we'll still say it's a safe place to still live. We'll continue to do that.
Do you believe this suspect is still in the area?
I don't have a comment as to whether the suspect may be here or may have left the area. I don't have a comment on that.
Are you able to say what led you to that particular area? Did someone tell you that?
So as you recall from approximately 7 to 10 days ago, we started specifically targeting the area along Wiregrass Road because of a number of tips that have come into the police department through the tip line. And this is what led us to ask people along Wiregrass Road to check CCTV footage, and this is an area that we had planned to do a more thorough and deliberate search. It's a wide open area. There's a lot of wetland through there. It's a lot of wooded area. There's also private land, which we needed to coordinate with homeowners and property owners to make access to. So it was a deliberate plan to get out there.
Did any of the footage that you had from that area show the SUV that she was kidnapped in?
I can't comment on that right now.
Is there anything to say whether or not she was killed there or whether her body was just dumped there?
No, we don't have any information to release at this time as to whether she was killed there or elsewhere.
Was her body easy to find, or was it buried under any debris?
It was not something that was obvious. It was not something obvious, and again, where she was not visible from the road.
Was she in water because it was a pond or because of rain that we've had in the area?
And so I'm not going to use the term pond. It's a body of water. I don't think it's only rainwater. I would be misleading if I said it was just rainwater. It was a body of water, but it's not formally a pond.
Do you have an idea of what kind of terminal you're dealing with? Tip line number?
It's a tip line number for people to remember is 910-272-5871, sir. And
Is there a reward? Still $30,000?
the reward is still $30,000. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Last question. Thank you.
And not the outcome that we wanted. We just found out that the body that was found late yesterday evening is that of 13-year-old Hania Aguilar. As of now, a suspect has not been arrested. There is still a $30,000 reward for information that leads to the person that killed Hania Aguilar. We'll have much more on this story tonight at 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Also, you can go to CBS17.com to stay on top of this breaking news story and other stories, or download the CBS 17 News app.